Good morning. I'm not on the Dales Highway today. That was the initial plan. I was going to continue to walk from Settle over the top of Ingleborough to Ribblehead, but the weather forecast isn't particularly good this afternoon. I think there's rain forecast from about 2 o'clock onwards. It was going to be another long day, and I've been up Ingleborough dozens of times in all sorts of weathers, and I didn't fancy doing it and not really having much of a view, so I think we're going to save that for a better weather day, and one where perhaps I've got a little bit more time. So I've decided to stay local, still do a long distance footpath, and this is the Knaresborough Round, and at the moment we're just walking past the River Nidd on the fringes of town, and I'm going to make the most of what's on my doorstep today. So this walk's around about 17 miles long, maybe a little bit longer, including walking to and from my front door. It's nice not to have to use the car or public transport, which is always a bonus. So I won't be sticking strictly to the route. There will be one or two minor deviations. There's some really muddy footpaths that personally I don't think add a great deal more to the walk, and they can be bypassed. And whereas I think the purpose of the walk is to circumnavigate Knaresborough, I think really there's a bit that going through the main part of town is well worth the detour, because it is very, very pretty, and certainly very popular during the day and at weekends, so we'll probably get to see it whilst it's quiet. One of the reasons for choosing to do another long distance footpath was because I've definitely got the bug for it, and I googled how many there were in the UK, and there's well over 650, and I just thought it'd be such a great way to tick a few of them off, get into the different parts of the country that I've not seen before. Some of them are capable of being done within the day, some of them are much, much longer, and then you've got your 16 national trails as well, which are long multi-day hikes that take some effort and coordination to carry out. So I'm staying local for this one, and let's just see how we get on. So instead of taking the footpath towards Calcut and the back of Harrogate Golf Club, I've decided to carry on along Waterside. It takes us under the viaduct and then across the road and towards Nidd Gorge via the Beryl Burton cycleway. So it's a route that I know very well. I walk the dog there all the times, and I think it's well worth deviating the route just to take this in, because it is very nice. So I'm now back on the official footpath, which I rejoined at the top of Bilton Hall Lane, and it's pretty much like this now all the way to Scotton, where there'll be another slight detour as well, just to miss out some muddy fields. So the official footpath goes off in that direction, loops back round to Scotland. I'm going to bypass all that. I'm just going to head here and then turn left into the village. And this is where the track would have come out. And it's reasonably well signposted. Keep looking for these little black signs with the Knaresborough Castle on it. Should keep us right. So I've been walking just over 3 hours now. Got to the village of Brereton. I'm just going to make use of this bench here, just have a brew and a quick bite to eat, and then I'm going to press on towards Staveley. The weather's been great so far, only 1 or 2 muddy tracks, turning out to be a great walk. Really enjoying this one. I'm just negotiating my way through these fields, and the signage hasn't always been particularly obvious. I'm just about to arrive at Coneythorpe and just had a heavy rain shower, so I put my waterproofs on, and although it's stopped now, the irony is that I've never been as close to home throughout the whole walk as I am now. You know, for a moment there I could have quite easily sacked this off and within sort of 30 minutes be walking through my front door. So I've got a little bit of a way to go yet. I'm going to persist, and hopefully that was the last of the rain until a little bit later on this afternoon. I could do with actually finding somewhere sheltered to stop and just finish off a sandwich. But we'll just see how it goes. So we're on the last stretch of this walk now. Just saw Goldsborough in the distance, and then once we're at Goldsborough we'll be turning back towards Knaresborough. And it's just worth noting that depending on time of day of year, there may not be anywhere open for refreshments on this walk. Most of the villages that I went through had pubs, but all of them were shut, and none of the villages have any shops or post offices or other amenities like that. So it's a sign of the times, but you need to be prepared to make sure you bring your own food and drink, because otherwise you're going to be a bit stuck. I went through Waterside in Knaresborough, and again plenty of cafes to choose from there, and you know, if necessary you can always go up and into the town. There's plenty of shops and cafes there, but if you decide to bypass that, then you may well have limited choice. It also much very depends on where you start your walk from. Close to where I started my walk, there's a retail park, and there's a couple of cafes there, a chuck wagon and a McDonald's. So, as is always the case with McDonald's, you can usually get something at any time of day and night, so if all else fails, you can try there. Really enjoyed today's walk. The scenery hasn't necessarily been dramatic. I think the best bits were towards the beginning, passing through Nidd Gorge, but it has been pleasant walking, not too many inclines, and the tracks have stood up pretty well to all the bad weather we've had recently, so I'm quite pleased with that. I don't think I'll be doing it again anytime soon. I think I'm going to look to travel further afield, but I think I will come back and have another go at this in the summer, because I just think it'll be a completely different type of walk. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'm just crossing over the River Nidd now, just outside of Knaresborough. Looks like some sort of power generator, an Archimedes screw or something similar to that. But this really is the last few steps of the journey. So if you've watched it this far, thanks for watching. It's really appreciated. If you could leave a thumbs up and a comment, I'm always interested to hear from you. And I'll see you next time.